kind of on the outer reaches of Prospect Hood, who with a win here could maybe step up into contention. Scheduled for 8.
Our biggest guys on the card, super middleweights, making this ring look even smaller.
Even smaller.
And these guys both have very long reaches, wide shoulders. Not gonna have trouble finding each other in this tiny ring.
Both men have shown some good pop in their careers so far. 8 knockouts on the ledger of Money Powell. Mccalman with 7. Mccalman describes himself as a cerebral counterpuncher. And an interesting kind of the difference between he and Kurt Scooby, who we'll see up next, Chris, 2 former football players. Scooby's athleticism and football background, I think, materializes in more raw physicality. Mccalman was a former quarterback, and I think it kind of materializes in a very different way, in almost an analytical way.
Well, that's exactly why. It's the positions that they play. Scooby was a fullback,
running back,
you know, explosive powerhouse guy, bang through the middle, and then you got a quarterback who's got to be thinking about the plays and memorizing. It makes sense, and from what I've seen, he is a cerebral counterpuncher. He's very thoughtful in the ring. He sets things up.
Very patient, calm demeanor from Mccalman in the ring. You see him switching between stances. You mentioned the Taekwondo background, you know, where pivots like that are quite a bit more common, obviously. Money Powell, meanwhile, as we mentioned, #1 ranked amateur in the United States in 2 different weight classes.
He's someone, once he finds his range, he's got beautiful combination punching, really lets his hands go. Has good knockout power, too.
Powell said that with the new camp here in Atlanta, he feels that his legs are a little bit better and that there's a little bit more diversity to his jab as well in terms of where he's throwing it, how he's throwing it. Powell just trying to muscle Mccalman back here and work on the inside. There you see that jab to the body from Powell.
Both these guys showing a lot of respect for each other in round #1. Both men extra cautious. Oh, good right hand over the top.
Yeah, beautiful counter right hand there from Mccalman. He nods in acknowledgement. And Mccalman will do that. He'll have a quiet round as he waits for that one consequential punch. And who knows, that could be enough to take this round. A good counter shot there from Money Powell, and another one right at the belt of the body.
Yeah. I can get that jab on, bro. We in the fight now. We in there, we in the fight. You done built this power. You hit you with a good shot. Let's get the jab on up and down. I know. Yeah, come on. And on the inside, bro, wrap up, bro. Don't let him have a hand free. That's all I got. Take a deep breath. Keep water, you good. You good. All right, get to it. Get back. Let me pop it. Work up and down, all right?
Saw the corner there of Money Powell, the 4th. Musa Muhammad, Lionel Harris, Primo Todd, a very tightly knit group. A bond has really formed quickly between that collection of men. And both of these 2 men had some good moments in the opening round. Mccalman primarily with that one good counter right hand. But Money Powell had some good moments literally in the closing seconds of that round with his left hook as well.
Yeah, a nice counter left hook. This round is coming out with a nice snappy jab, high and low. Already a little more activity to start round #2.
Powell finding some success with that long counter left hook. It's connected a couple times. We just saw it land a moment ago.
And Mccalman, he's like a viper. He's waiting. Got that quick trigger that he pulls, but he's setting things up, changes speeds. very well, like just like that.
Beautiful counter right hand over the top.
There you see the athleticism of Mccalman.
I think Mccalman's manager, Jolene Mazzone, described this fight perfectly. She said, these are the types of fights that fighters need to take to show everyone who they are. You know, she admits that Powell is by no means an easy fight, but Mccalman understands that this is the kind of fight you have to take when you want to step up.
Yeah, it's a prospect versus prospect match. I think everybody who comes up, especially the hard way, has these kinds of matchups early on in their career.
Powell again looking for that pull back counter left hook. He likes that shot, kind of leaning back and throwing it on the move. Mccalman there to meet him with a double jab as he backs Powell up against the ropes.
Mccalman doing a really good job of picking his punches well. There he backed Powell into the ropes and then threw a nice right hand down low to the body, which is a good, smart move. Body can't move when you're back against the ropes like that. It's a high percentage punch.
Mccalman trying to jab his way to the inside, sneaks an uppercut in there. Well, drastically different tempo than our previous fight here. And you could feel the crowd kind of coming down from that high that was Woodard and Para. But this is a fascinating matchup here between two prospects that are right on the cusp. One that has tasted defeat, the other in Mccalman, who actually beat the man who defeated Money Powell. Mccalman has a win over Vaughn Alexander. He certainly had to earn that win. That wasn't an easy win for Mccalman, but he feels that that gives him a mental edge in this fight.
I think it's a mental edge for Mccalman, but also a incentive for Money to get a win over the guy who beat the guy who beat him. Oh, little after the round.
Action after the bell.
Action there.
The undefeated American Richardson Hitchens will take on the former world title challenger Jose Zepeda in Orlando, Florida on Saturday, September 23rd, headlining a stacked card, which also sees Jessica McCaskill facing Sandy Ryan in a mouth-watering clash. Well, we'll see what impact that little exchange that we saw at the end of round 2 will have on Money Powell, because Powell has said that his previous coach, Jason Jones, who he still has a very good relationship with, he said that one thing he always criticized him for was being a little bit too nice. He said, you're not mean enough in the ring, and he said that he needs to learn how to flip that switch inside the ring. Maybe something like that could be the trigger.
I was going to say that last round, that Money Powell just showed too much respect. He needs to get in there and get into a fight. We'll see if that little after the ring activity last round, after the round activity, can wake him up.
And you're looking at the Vibe Cam. You're looking through the lens of our Rebecca Ruber, who's seated right next to us. You can see basically what we're looking at right now over the top of our monitors.
Best seat in the house. I expected a little more urgency out of both these guys.
Good left hand connects there from Mccalman. Brings a right hook to the body.
At this pace, the fight certainly favors Mccalman. He can use those long arms, use that athleticism like we see right there.
Mccalman right now just waiting for Powell to offer something. He's offering up a little bit of a lancing jab. But you're right, Mccalman looks pretty cozy at this pace. I don't think he would be upset if he could cruise for 8 rounds like this.
Mccalman flashing very fast hands. He's got that other sport athleticism carries over well into the boxing ring for Mccalman. I always say you don't need to be a great athlete to be a great boxer, but it certainly helps.
Mccalman scraping Powell with that left hand. Powell just struggling to find his rhythm here in this fight. That is a shot that has worked. That lean back counter left hook. It's landed a couple of times. That one grazed the shoulder of Mccalman as Mccalman comes in behind the left hand. And the timing of Mccalman just a little bit unorthodox, and it is really disrupting the rhythm of Money Powell right now.
Yeah, he's got the speed, he's got the explosiveness. Difficult guy to find the ranges, and he changes up his rhythm and his speed so much. It's you can't get a beat on him. But you know how you get a beat on a guy like that? Get behind your jab. And Money Powell has a good jab, but he's not using it.
Final moments here of round 3. Another slow-paced round. The big moments going to Shawn Mccalman. We look at the sold-out crowd here at the OTE Arena. Here we go with round 4 of our co-feature between Money Powell and Shawn Mccalman. We were looking in the corner of Mccalman a moment ago, and his head trainer, Rolando Lopez, in the early stages of Mccalman's career. He was also working with former world champion Verno Phillips. And we talked about some of the sparring work that he's been getting recently with Steven Nelson in the Terrence Crawford camp. He was also in the Devin Haney camp working with Amari Jones.
That's fantastic work.
Well, and as we mentioned in his ring walk, and I'm sure you've had similar experiences, Chris, he said that those sparring sessions, they were validating. He said, it proved to me that I am who I think I am.
Yes, and that really struck a chord in me, because that's how I felt when I moved to Las Vegas and I had sparring with Canelo Alvarez. And I was like, I came home a different guy, because I was like, oh yeah, I am as good as I think I am.
See Mccalman getting a right hook to the body there a couple of moments ago.
Good feint there from Mccalman. Mccalman doing a really nice job slowing the pace, winning the moments, being explosive enough, doing enough to stay ahead. I've got him winning the first 3 rounds.
Oh, good counter shot there from Money Powell. Mccalman a little bit off balance. That's the intensity that Powell says he needs to tap into. The mean streak that he wants to find.
He's got to build off that now, though. Got some respect.
See, Mccalman didn't land anything there, but you get the sense that he wants the receipt right away. He's trying to bully Powell right now. Nothing landed.
I mentioned winning moments. That's what Mccalman does very well. If there's not a lot of action, not a lot of punches landed, just his body language, the way his aura is in the ring, he commands a presence in the ring. And a lot of times, if there's not much going on, the judge will give you the round based on that.
Good hard shot to the body, but Mccalman comes back with a slapping right hand up top.
Powell made a mistake there of looking at his work. Landed a good shot and stayed right there for the receipt.
But again, this is the kind of tempo of fight where one eye-catching shot per round can be enough for the judges to swing it in your favor.
Yeah, there just isn't a lot of leather being landed, so you're absolutely right.
Try to get his hands free on the inside. It's Mccalman who does that. Sneaks a couple uppercuts in. He works to the body. And Powell lands a left hook on the exit. A little bit of action as we wrap up round 4. One of boxing's most exciting prospects returns on Saturday, November 18th, as the unbeaten Diego Pacheco takes on the very experienced Marcelo Caceres in Inglewood, California. An exciting homecoming for Diego Pacheco.
Pacheco's one of my favorite prospects in the game today. Super, super talented young man.
Money Powell. You smart, you know how to see shit. Yeah, but you got a ton of moves now. You're trying to stay out of the clean.
Back that last shot. Nice right hand over the top from Money. And a left hook. But didn't build much off of that. Best moment of the fight for Money, Powell. But was not able to build any momentum off of those shots. He's going to need to do more of that if he wants to claim victory tonight.
Round 5 begins as Money Powell goes straight to the body with a hard jab. Mccalman responds immediately. One thing that Powell said before the fight is that he wants to get to mid-range. He doesn't necessarily want to work on the inside, but he said he definitely doesn't want to be on the perimeter. They kind of conceded that if the fight is happening out there, that's a Mccalman fight.
Yeah, Mccalman's got those long arms and that athleticism and speed, and he's been showing that he is controlling that outside, but he's winning the mid distance as well. So Money just needs to get more active.
Shot to the body there from Powell, slipped inside a shot from Mccalman, gets downstairs. Mccalman just mirroring that same shot.
Powell showing some really nice head movement, sliding underneath those shots, but not coming back with anything.
Stiff jab there from Mccalman. Powell's team said that in particular, they've been studying Naoya Inoue for some stylistic influence.
I mean, the guy's box is fundamentally perfect, so yeah, that makes sense.
Good guy to take a look at.
Good guy to take a look at, but he also has that bone-crunching power.
What is certainly saying something. You don't often hear fighters mention contemporary fighters that they're studying to pluck things from. You know, there is a hesitance to say that an active fighter is someone that you're admiring, but obviously Inoue has reached a level where someone like Money Powell is like, yeah, that's who I want to be like.
Yeah, no, that's a fair point, but the idea is that Inoue, like I said, he fundamentally does everything right. So yeah, he is a good guy to study even now.
A minute of round 5, good little combination there from Powell, flashing the hand speed. Little shoe shine to the body, climbs the ladder with a left hook. See if Powell could put more of those moments together. You do get the sense that Powell, when he can let his hands go, is more explosive in combination than Mccalman is, or wants to be.
Yeah, and seems like the more dangerous puncher as well. His punch variety, where he places his shots, all very, very dangerous punches, but just not doing enough. Good reactions, good head movement from Powell, but you gotta come back with something, because this pace, like we've been saying, this is a Mccalman pace.
Good counter again from Powell. Mccalman not doing a ton in this round either. Some of the flashier shots have come from Powell.
Yeah, that was one of the better rounds from Powell.
A more confident look on his face at the end of the round as well.
Mccalman was actually sticking his tongue out at Powell at the end of that round.
All this shit you went to, bro. Come on, be good ass, bro.
Just turn it up.
Shawn! Let's go, Shawn! Let's go!
Round 6 underway. See if Money Powell, the fourth, can build upon that 5th round. And this is an interesting fight to analyze, Chris, because you get the sense, you know, you've kind of been asking for Powell to do a little bit more as Mccalman breaks through with the left hand there. The question is, like, you know, is Mccalman merely stifling him? Is that enough to win the rounds? Or you know, did Powell do enough in round 5 with his moments to pull that out? Like, are we asking for more from Powell because we think he can win the round, or is he doing that anyway?
Yeah, you're posing a very good question, because when you've got so little punches landing, such minor things can win rounds, and depending on what you see, what angle you're at on the judges, because you can only look at one side of the ring at a time, which is why a lot of times scores are all over the place. This might be that kind of night.
Mccalman just missing with that left hand.
And you're right, I mean, Powell is doing a lot of really good things in there.
All right, let's send it over to Rebecca Ruber, who's standing by in the Money Powell corner.
So tell me, how do you feel like your fighter's doing in these last few rounds?
I feel like he's doing a good job. It's just we know what he can do, and we just want him to do more. We want him to do more. It's just boxing. Come on, Money. Boxing is not enough. We need him to do more. It got to be more.
What in specific do you think he needs to do to solidify the win?
I think he needs to step to him just a little bit more. Just a little bit more. Step up to him a little bit more and just throw a little bit more punches. But he's doing good. He's doing good. He's just waiting a little bit too much.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much, Rebecca. Antonio Todd, one of our favorite personalities, and we've had the joy to call in the past. With some good advice.
Yeah, it seems like their corner is in agreement with us.
Right.
So we aren't just seeing things, but yeah. No, he needs to do more. He's doing good things, but he needs to do more of it.
And really the question is what he's doing right now, is it enough to win the rounds?
Or I pose that question, is Mccalman doing enough to win these rounds? Like you said, stifling the action is not necessarily going to win a round.
I mean, he's certainly been successful in doing that. I mean, even Money Powell's corner is admitting that there's hesitance in their fighter for some reason, and that reason is obviously the opponent he has in front of him and what he's doing. But Mccalman, it's been a while since we've seen kind of a flashy offensive moment from him. Kind of 15 seconds here of round 6. Both men. Ooh, trade good shots there in the center of the ring. They waited a little while, but they let the bombs go in the final second of the round. And there's our week 1 main eventer, and maybe the biggest breakout star thus far from this series, Elijah Pierce, announced himself as a serious contender in the 122-pound division with his knockout win over Mike Plania.
Yeah, he kicked the door in to step into the top 10. Amazing performance, great stoppage over a very tough world-class guy in Mike Plania.
We'll take a look at some of the replays in just a few moments. We first look into the corner of Shawn Mccalman. Here we look back at round 6.
Guys exchanging with punches that are near misses. Good shot landed initially by Powell, and then Mccalman came back. This was right at the end of the round. It's good. I wanted to see that replay to see how clean those punches were. And there lies the question. Was that enough for Money Powell Jr. to get the round?
2 to go here in our co-feature. Both men have really been able to stifle one another's offenses. Oh, good shot there from Money Powell. Right hand to the body, and a nice left hook up top.
I was literally just thinking, you know, when I've watched Money Powell, the 4th fight, in his past fights, he lets his hands go so beautifully, throws great combinations. I haven't seen much of that, or any of that tonight. And then he just did his first combination in a while and had good success.
Mccalman stepping in behind the jab. That left hand breaks through. A little bit more intensity here from Mccalman.
You know, I understand the hesitancy from Money Powell Jr. The guy he has in front of him, he's very awkward.
Yes.
He's very explosive. He looks physically strong, but very awkward and likes to slow the pace. But sometimes you just gotta just go for it. And I think if he got behind his jab the shoulder, jab the gloves, make contact, and then build off that.
There's a nice lead right hand from Powell, and a left hook connects as well.
You know, I think this is what the corner was alluding to. They know what their man can do. They just want him to go out there and do it. And at times, he's boxing beautifully.
Mccalman trying to double up on that jab. A right hand connects to the body.
I get the sense that Mccalman, he does just enough where he thinks, oh, I'm ahead, I'm good here.
He looks incredibly casual and relaxed in the ring. You don't get the sense that anything has really bothered him.
Oh,
Even shots like that, hard right hand from Powell. This is a strong round from Money Powell.
yeah, those little inside counter shots from Money Powell have been money.
Another good counter shot, an uppercut to the body, an uppercut up top. Right through the middle comes Money Powell. And an acknowledgement there from Shawn Mccalman.
Found something with those uppercuts.
Now Mccalman comes back with a straight left hand.
Oh, good counter over the top.
Beautiful shot there from Powell.
See, Money's made an adjustment here. He's gotten the attention of Mccalman and has him coming at him, and he's now been able to step back and counter.
Well, one thing he's preying on, which is a good attribute that Mccalman has, when he gets hit, he does try to immediately reply, and Powell has been able to lock him into shots like that.
Beautiful
Using the
shot.
aggression of Mccalman against him, now that he's been able to draw it out of him.
Really good stuff from Money Powell before.
Hey, that was a solid round. You got to touch him more just like that, bro.
Let's take a look at some of the replays from round 7.
Some of those nice shots from Money Powell Jr. Landed a good right hand to the body, left hook upstairs, and then a cuffing right uppercut. He's found something with these shots.
Ladies and gentlemen, after going the distance inside the OTX ring, we consult the official scorecard to determine a winner. Judge Sells scores the bout 39-37 in favor of Hopgood. Judge Cronin 40-36 in favor of Stevens. And Judge Gilbert scores the bout 39-37 in favor of the winner by way of split decision. The Island Boy from Hawaii, Asa A. Stevens.
We saw the belt a couple of moments ago. That is the WBC OTX belt, which will be presented to the winner of our main event. Oh, which hard shot. Chopping right hand there from Money Powell.
Man, Money Powell, he's got some power on the inside. That left hook, right hand combination, those were vicious shots.
We certainly have to hand it to Money Powell. He's dealing with a guy in Mccalman who really can turn a fight ugly. He could be a spoiler to the highest degree, and Powell could have kind of coasted through the 8 rounds and hoped that it would be enough, but he has picked up the pace in the last round and a half.
Yeah, those explosive left hooks have been really nice for the last minute of this round. But yeah, no, I agree, Corey. I mean, Powell now forcing the action, making a fight out of a guy who looked like he really just wanted to cruise by and get his victory and go home.
A little bit of more urgency from Mccalman in this round as well. Powell just forcing Mccalman back there. Mccalman steps in with a nice right hand. That one caught mostly glove. But again, in some of these rounds where so little is going on, sometimes merely the attempt and conveying that you are the aggressor. You're trying a little bit harder. That could be enough.
Yeah, that's what I mean by winning the moments. Because the moments are the things where nothing's happening in between. And a lot of times body language and attempts and near misses can win you those close rounds.
Final minute of this fight, provided there isn't another overtime round, which we've seen one of here tonight.
I think this is going to be an interesting scorecard.
It will be.
And it could very well be that type of fight where we could see an extra round.
Beautiful counter uppercut there from Money Powell. Combination on the inside there from Mccalman. Not everything from Mccalman is textbook, to say the least, but again, he throws off rhythm. The stance switches, he makes it very difficult for his opponent, as he has done here tonight for Money Powell. Even the better rounds for Money Powell have not been easy for him. And these scorecards will be very interesting as we head to them right now. One final shot from Mccalman at the bell.
Little touch of gloves there after the final bell, but...
Ladies and gentlemen, after going the distance inside the OTX ring, we consult the official scorecard to determine a winner. Judges Sells and Gilbert turned in identical scores of 78 to 74, and Judge Cronin scores about 79 to 73 in favor of the winner by way of unanimous decision. Still undefeated, the amazing Shawn Mccalman.